Kathy, I said as we boarded the Greyhound in Pittsburgh, Michigan seems like a dream to me now. It took me 4 days. It took me 4 days to hitchhike from Saginaw. Let's see. Impeccable style. Don't ever let them steal your joy. In a gentle way, keep them from running wild. They kick dirt in your face, dress you down, and tell you that your place is in the middle when they hate the way you shine. Hey buddy, you doing good? Yeah. Hey everybody. All right, we're done. You're good. You did. The people are happy. They said, hi, Champy, you good? You got high champies? You can go lay down. Oh, you want to come for love? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. All right, everybody. It's a little chilly here. I'm all bundled up. How is everyone? Happy Wednesday night. I didn't know what day it was. I looked at my little my computer. Yeah, yesterday was first day back from work. Yeah, today was like a work day. It was like a normal work day. I'm mostly better from illness, but I don't have the stamina. Like I hit 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, I'm done. So slowly getting back to it. Oh man. Let's see. I was wondering which was better bet between Bing and Google AI Grams. Grams? LLMs? Between Bing and Google. Well, by far, the best AI model out there. You're a beginner. Okay, cool. By miles, right now, ChatGPT from OpenAI is the best. We have to stop meeting like this. My husband calls you my boyfriend. Sorry about that. Sorry, Mr. Techie Becky. We're just hanging out. It's totally platonic. That's funny. Yeah, by far, ChatGPT is the best. Now, Bing or Co-Pilot, so you can go to bing.com/chat, or you can go to copilot.microsoft.com. They're both the same thing. They're just different branding. And that is Microsoft's version of ChatGPT. And there's confusion. I talked to someone about this today. They're like, but it's the same thing. It's not 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 the same thing. Here's how it works. You have the large language model itself is called GPT-4. That's the thing with all the data in it, all the math. This 1,000-dimensional latent space with trillions of words in it. That's GPT-4. ChatGPT is an application that was built that sits on top of it that asks it for its data. And then Bing Chat or Co-Pilot is a separate, different application that mostly does the same thing, that calls the same base large language model, but is different and not as good. Why is it not as good? Because Microsoft has put so many safety guardrails in it that it makes it functionally unusable. And it's just not as good. And then the Google AI is called Bard, bard.google.com. So I would sort of put them in that order. I would put them in ChatGPT, Bing Chat, Bard. Although Bard and Bing Chat are kind of a toss-up because Bard does some things better than Bing does. With all these tools, what you really have to do is try them. But where I would start is with ChatGPT, and then the next question becomes: should I pay the $20 to OpenAI for ChatGPT Plus? The answer is yes, absolutely yes. If you can afford it. If you can't afford it, don't do it. But if you ever drink coffee at Starbucks more than 3 times a month, there's your $20. Stop that shit. Make coffee at home with your little Folgers can. Like I do. Look, see? That is not Starbucks. ChatGPT Plus is a really good deal right now. Just because it's just there's nothing like it. I think a good investment of everyone's time right now would be learn as much as you can about ChatGPT Plus. Learn how to do code interpreter, learn how to leverage the fact that it's connected to the internet, learn how to use DALL-E 3. Learn how to make GPTs. We just did a big event this past Saturday called Gpt For Good, where Ann Murphy and I from Empowered Fundraising alternated every 3 hours for 24 hours teaching people how to make GPTs. And those people made 150 GPTs in a 24-hour period. Our goal was 100. It was really cool. So you should learn how to do those. All right, let's get started here. All right, okay, thank you. Free or not? ChatGPT 3.5 is free. 4 is $20. Bing is free. Bard is free. Now, there's a new version of Bard coming that's based on a model called Gemini Ultra that's supposed to be as good or better than ChatGPT 4, but it hasn't launched yet. That will probably be $20 a month is my guess. That's my guess. Because it's just a bigger, badasser model, and it probably costs them a fair amount of money to run it. And yeah, so that. But there are free options for all 3 of those. But Bing and Bard right now are completely free. And then $20 a month for ChatGPT. ChatGPT. And we can go play with those. I can go show you some of that stuff. But let's dig through here and look at some comments. See who's in here tonight. I see Amelio'S wife made it on time. She's starting the New Year's off right. I think she made a New Year's resolution to not be late so much. There was a lot. 2023 was a veritable tulip field of demerit marks on Amelio'S wife's report card. It was. Are there report cards here? Oh yeah, it's the learning lab. We don't screw around here. This is not optional. People are required to be here night after night after. If this is your first time here, buckle up, Buttercup. You can't not be here. Once you learn about this AI stuff, you're like, oh, shit. Guess I gotta learn it now. And if you're thinking like there's an easy way out, like, you can make money with ChatGPT. These idiots, they're full of shit. Don't listen to them. I'll tell you the truth. Here's the truth. All these tools are janky pieces of shit and no one knows what the hell they're talking about, including me, especially me. My qualifications, nada. And that's what we love about it. All right, I made a GPT and then it said, I was using too much resources. Oh, Bill, how could you do that to Sam Altman? You used up all of Sam's resources? So rude. That's just called rate limiting. You got rate limited. So ChatGPT 4, I think you can do 40 calls in a 3-hour period. So 40 things, posts, prompts, whatever. And then it's like, I'm tired now. I'm gonna go away. And then it makes you take a break. It's just where it is right now. That'll get better. But that's a good thing. That means you were working it good. I missed your lessons. Where do I make GPT? Learn to make GPTs. Well, I can teach you tonight. How are you and the fam recovering? Thank you, human being. Good. I still got a little sinus thing. My one son Oliver's still pretty bad. Zachy's doing okay, but not feeling great. Gabby's got a sinus infection, so we're all doing okay. Like I'm pretty much on the mend, but I'm the one of the 4 of us in the family with a decent immune system. Their immune systems are special. All right, thank you, Lyme disease. But thank you for asking. That's very nice. Corey Sandler Pottery, what's happening? Amelio'S wife, finally on time. My connection is janky and I'm multitasking. It's gonna happen, Vicky. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do this. No, okay, Lita Vico, Twisted Crone. Absolutely do this. Dive in. And here's the deal. Don't put pressure on yourself like you've got to learn it, even though this is called the AI Learning Lab. Don't put pressure on yourself. You have to do important stuff with it. Play. Just like play. Like have fun with it. Like make a poem, make a song, make a meal plan that includes gummy bears. Like seriously, just do anything you can to keep yourself engaged. Make images. Like the image that's here, the AI Learning Lab Pokemon cards there with our little animals on it. That was made in Chat GPT in DALL-E 3. So when you pay for the $20 a month for Chat GPT Plus, inside of it is DALL-E 3. So you can just say, make me an image of whatever. And if you want to do that on Bing right now, you just go to bing.com or copilot.microsoft.com and do the same thing. Make me an image of whatever, and it will. And just play. And here's another hack. Hack, I hate that fucking term. Here's the corporate version of hack. Here's a best practice for you. Listen, Lita, welcome. I'd like to give you a best practice for prompt engineering. One of the things that can happen when you start playing with this, so it's just like a Google search box, right? ChatGPT and Bing and Bard and all those are just like a Google search box. And you look at it and you're like, okay, what should I put in there? And then your mind goes blank. It's called white page syndrome, right? Where it's just like, and so here's a trick to prevent that. Don't sit down at ChatGPT and then try to come up with something to do. Find a problem in your life or a problem in someone else's life or some project you've been meaning to do, from very small to very big, doesn't matter. But find a project first. And so, your friend Sally wanted to put together a gardening plan for the spring. Okay, great, perfect. Grab Sally, say, Sally, come on over. We'll work on your gardening plan with ChatGPT. She'll be like, what are you talking about? And you just be like, it doesn't matter. Just come on over. She'll be like, okay. And then she gets over there and you sit down at the computer. And she's like, what are you doing? I thought we were talking about my gardening. And you're like, no, it's AI. It's cool. She's like, AI? I'm not a Stanford educated mathematician. What are you talking about, AI? And then ask it to make Sally a gardening plan. And watch her face melt off. She'll go. So that's a little trick to not be intimidated by it, is don't start with the technology. Start with what you're going to do with it. Haven't been online till now. Only been Up for a few hours today, finally catching up on sleep. TK, what's happening? Well, welcome. I am here to put you back to sleep. That is my lot in life. So TK, so I mentioned before, I'll get back to telling you how you can get access to all the GPT stuff we talked about in a second here. Man, I still have a lot of congestion. It's driving me fucking crazy. Because here's the deal. I don't think I have congestion, and then I start talking, and the minute I start talking, like the faucets come on, somewhere between my brain and my face, there's a big 55-gallon drum of fluid that just empties into my face the minute I start talking. Thanks, Siri. That's really awesome. I don't know what I was talking about. I built a GPT for AI.gov. Oh, that's so cool. What is AI.gov? Is that the executive order? What is that? AI.gov. You go there, it just says, "We're watching you now. Hello, Kyle. We've been watching you. Welcome to AI.gov. Making AI work for the American people. Join the national talent surge. Administrative actions. Build your AI skills." Very cool. So you made a GPT to do this. Okay, that's super cool, Lunatick. Awesome. Oh, I was talking about TK. So TK, who said she slept all day, slacker. She came, so we did this thing called GPT for Good last Saturday. It started 6 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday, and Ann Murphy did what turned out to be a 2.5 or 3 hour session at 6 a.m. And then I went at 9. So her sessions were on Zoom, mine were on TikTok. So I did my TikTok session, then at noon she did her Zoom, and then at 3 I did another TikTok. We did that for 24 hours. TK showed up for the first one and stayed for all of them. She came in intending to make a GPT or two. I think she had 8 on her list initially. She goes, "I'll make 1 or 2 of these." She ended up making 20 GPTs in a 24-hour period. She was a machine. And she also won. We did Ann Murphy generously donated $250 to whoever submitted a GPT for a drawing that the $250 would go to the nonprofit of the winner's choice. And TK won the drawing. And so her $250 is going to the Minnesota Firefighters Museum, which is super cool. So what all does Code Interpreter do? It is not explained in writing anywhere. To Block Tom. It is insane. Code Interpreter is insane in many ways. One, it's insane in what it does. Like, what it does is remarkable. It is also insane how poorly documented it is and how no one knows it's there. No one knows it's there. It's just sad. They even defaulted it to be turned off when you make a GPT. All right, so let's get in here. It's the official AI arm. Yeah, that's super cool. Very, very, very cool. I'm such a slacker and underachiever. Broody Hen, I know. What did you make? You only made like 8 GPTs or something like that? I know. It's just you can't compare yourself to TK. She's just on another plane. Her and Lunatick. These GPTs came out and Lunatick found her voice and she's just like last count I heard of hers, she was at 74, but I assume the AI.gov GPT is 75. Can you demo Code Interpreter? I'm going to demo Code Interpreter. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to start tonight. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let me go show you something. Because quite frankly, it was this community, when Ann and I decided to do this 24-hour GPT for Good thing, this community just fucking kicked into gear. Vicky, who has bad internet connection tonight, she built a website. A bunch of people made images. got the word out, and then everyone fucking showed up for the party and stayed for the party. Like, it was just amazing. So, come with me, and you'll see it's a world of pure imagination. Go to the Salon, SALON.ai, and that'll take you to a link tree that is this. And the very first link is the GPT For Good Event directory. And this is the site that Vicky Baptiste built for us, generously, very generously. And then she hung out all 24 hours while we were having people make these things. And she was taking the GPTs as they were being submitted, and she built this directory. So there's 151 or 52, I don't know at this point, more than 150. These are all GPTs that people built in this 24-hour period. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And she goes, we hit the goal of 100 GPTs and kept going. And so here's all the ones we did after that. So just remarkable. So go check those out. They're quite inspiring. They're all for, some cause or nonprofit. Some of them, went significantly beyond what we taught in the sessions. Some people are still updating theirs, making them better and better and better, which is super cool. Okay, so now let's go back to that link tree. So on that link tree, there's also a YouTube playlist. I still have to get Anne's Zoom recordings. I could watch them today, but I couldn't download them. I didn't have access. So as soon as I have them, but all of my TikTok sessions are there. The second one is the YouTube playlist that's got the actual sessions themselves where we taught people how to do this. Each session is a standalone thing. If you watch one of them, you'll essentially get it. Did you notice I cleaned up the site? Rows are even more even now. I know, it was looking really good. It's lovely. Very, very nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you did a little table action, didn't you? Ooh, Vicky getting fancy with the tables. I like it. What I know about tables is they're a pain in the ass, so thank you for doing that. It looks great. Yeah, they look great. Really cool. So congratulations on an amazing collaboration. I know it was really, really, really quite inspiring. So if you go to the YouTube playlist, you can see my TikToks there, and then Anne's Zooms will be there hopefully tomorrow. And what's nice is they're sort of two different flavors, right? My TikToks are like this; they're kind of chaos and zany. Although it was much more focused than my normal lives. But Anne's were on Zoom, and so mine tend to be shorter and just more. Here's the stuff to do, and I would occasionally answer questions that I saw. Anne's, because it was a Zoom meeting, there were people there. You can see them; they're asking questions. Hers tended to go most of the 3-hour chunk she had for her little time slots. So if you want to see Q&A and meet some of the people who've been doing the things, then watch her videos. Okay, then the next thing down is the GPT For Good prompt sheet. This is the thing that we used to build the GPTs. And so it starts out, it's 9 steps and then some sharing instructions. 8 steps. And the first step is making the GPT. And I'll read the prompt. The prompt is, this GPT is designed to make it very easy for someone to learn about a nonprofit or for good organization named org name. The knowledge about the organization should be pulled from website URL. That's it. So watch how we do this. So let me show you what a GPT is first. So here's what we're going to do. There's one of Anne's videos. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to show you what a GPT is first. Then I'm going to show you how to make a GPT, and then we'll go use Code Interpreter. All right? Sound like a plan? Sound like a plan, people? Are you digging it? Are you groovy with the scene? Let's see. How do I straighten up my machine? All right. Why does he sing like that? It's very annoying. He thinks he's a singer. He thinks he's some sort of Celine Dion or something like that. The world's greatest singer. I don't think so, Mr. Shannon. Barely hold a tune. I like hearing Champ sing better than I like hearing you sing. Good Lord. Tune that guitar, too. Good Lord. Okay. So here we are. We're at ChatGPT. In order to make a GPT, you have to be using ChatGPT 4. So ChatGPT, if you haven't played with it, is just, you can ask it to do all sorts of stuff, and it just does it. Make me a 7-day meal plan that features gummy bears, Kit Kat bars, and avocados. I'll incorporate these items as accents or treats along with healthier items. I don't know what ChatGPT is speaking about. How dare she snack treat a small pack of gummy bears? No! You put the gummy bears in the baked salmon. I don't understand this. Anyway, so you do that. We can stop doing that. You could also say, write me a country song about walking down a dirt road in a rainstorm, missing my girl, the F-150. Sure, here's a country song. Rain on a dirt road, just walking down this old dirt road. It knows what verses are, choruses are. It knows what songs are. Then I could go, make a table comparing Ford F-150s and a Hot Wheels car. So you can have it. Oh, wait, hang on. Stop. Below, certainly, here's a table. So, and then it'll make you a table comparing stuff. So it's like, it's essentially impossible to describe what this thing can do because it can do so much, right? It can even do, you could say, I want you to write a Python program that allows someone to design a custom Hot Wheels car by selecting different attributes and then designing the components for them. So you can just talk shit into existence. Okay? So that's ChatGPT. Can do kind of anything. So think of ChatGPT kind of like the operating system of your computer or your phone. GPTs are customized, personalized versions of ChatGPT. So you could make a GPT that helps you do programming. You could also make a GPT that helps you make drinks. My very first GPT it's one of the ones I'm the most happy with because it's so simple and clean. It's really, really good. It is called, where is it? There it is. Sin City Sipper. And it came up with the name, by the way. It gave me a couple of shitty names. I said, give me 20 good names, and it came up with Sin City Sipper. I'm like, oh, that's good. So it's a Vegas bartender with a twist on the classics. And so I could say, we just rang in the new year, and it's a little chilly here in Denver, period. The rodeo's in town, and I'd like you to come up with a nice custom cocktail for the cowboys trying to keep warm by the fire. And it starts making an image. So it will either give you the drink recipe first and then make an image, and then sometimes it makes the image first and then gives you the drink recipe. But what's remarkable about this, the drink images it creates are fucking amazing. Like, they're so accurate. You could literally put them in a oh, that's so good. Look at that. Like, it took in all of the, the cowboy stuff, the fire. It's a hot drink. Well, that's interesting. It's a hot drink with ice cubes. All right, partner, let's rustle up a warm cocktail for those cowboys to cozy up. This is the Denver Rodeo Warmer. 2 ounces of bourbon. It's a solid start. half ounce of maple syrup, a touch for the Wild West, 4 ounces of hot water, like a hot spring in the mountains, a cinnamon stick, and a twist of orange. Perfect. That's perfect. Perfect cocktail. It sort of screwed up the putting the ice cubes in there, but that's okay. So a GPT is just a specialized sort of mini version of the bigger GPT, but you have access to all of what ChatGPT is, including DALL-E image generation, including it's connected to the internet, including code interpreter. Okay? So, how do you make one of these bad boys? It is stupidly simple to start. Shane Stewart. I'm Shane, and I'm an AI addict. Hi, Shane. It's been 3 minutes since I made a DALL-E image. Yeah, we've been there, Shane. Welcome. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was making something on ChatGPT. You can make money with ChatGPT. Okay. So how you make these things? Where you find them is in the left-hand side. If you've got ChatGPT 4 on, there are these little round circles below the main ChatGPT. OpenAI's made some. If you've made any, they'll show up in the list. If you played with any, they'll show up in the list. And then there's this Explore button, and that's where you can go find some more GPTs to play with, including the ones by OpenAI, which some of those are pretty good. And then at the very top, create a GPT. You just click on that, and it's just stupidly simple. So you've got create and configure mode on the left. So this is where you build it, and build is very loosely defined. This is where you make it. It's where you create it. And over here is where you play with it. So this is the test. They call this the playground or preview. And then in the upper right-hand corner is how you save it. So I'm going to go back to this document that I showed you before called the prompt starter. So this was the sheet that we used when we did the GPT for Good challenge. And so in step 1, you just copy, it says copy the text below. So you copy, this GPT is designed to do this. And then you go to your GPT. And in the create mode, don't go to configure mode yet. We're going to start in create mode. You pop in that prompt. And then you put in the org name. I got to find an org name. Let's go find a nonprofit. Non-profit about clowns. Caring Clowns International. See? Yeah, this is good. Video about us. Do they have a donate page? Donate. Yeah. PayPal. Great. So I'm just going to copy their URL. What's it called? Caring Clowns International. So go back to our ChatGPT. I'm going to swap out the org name for Caring Clowns International. And then where it says put the URL in, I'm going to put the URL in, paste. And that's it. And I'm going to say submit. And now watch. It says GPT Builder, updating GPT. Now watch the thing on the right. So it's updating it. It's almost done. All right, it's done. Bang. This is now functional. So tell me about Caring Clowns International. So I click on that. I don't even have to type anything. Doing research with Bing. So it's going out to the internet, going to the Caring Clowns International website. And this is now a functional GPT. All right? Unique and compassionate nonprofit, founded in 2001 after a clowning unit visit to Vietnam of 4 individuals, including the U.S. Navy, Air Force veterans. Organized to inspire a focus on using clowning as a means to improve the lives of poor children worldwide. Awesome. And then you just follow those instructions in that Google sheet, and you just keep improving your thing, making it better and better. You'll make an icon for it, things like that, okay? Now, over in the configure side, there's a place for an image, which it will make you an image. Just follow those instructions. It will name it for you. You can tell it you want a different name, or you can give it your own name. It'll create a description. Here's the prompt that makes this thing work. It wrote that for us. It wrote all these prompting questions. You can replace those if you want to. And then there's also this. Knowledge. See where it says upload files right here? You can not only use a website as a source of knowledge for this, but if you've got PDFs of a particular disease or of a way you do something or of data or whatever it might be, you can upload that content into your GPT. So you can make these GPTs very, very specialized to the project you want to do. It is staggeringly powerful. And to put it in context, if you wanted to do this even 2 months ago, you had to use this thing called LangChain, where you had to use command line interface stuff, and you had to do Python programming, and you had to stitch together all these services, and you had to fire up a vector database, and you had to take your data and you put it into this thing, and you had OpenAI do what's called embedding it, and then you take those embeddings and you put them in the vector database, and then you do calls to the vector database, and you do calls to others. So it was a nightmare. Now, LangChain's super powerful, don't get me wrong. If you're a geek, go play with LangChain. Go make some cool shit. But you now, as a non-programmer, have the ability to do essentially the same thing. It's quite remarkable. And then there's these capabilities. You can turn them on or off. Web browsing, DALL-E 3, and code interpreter. Okay. So now let's go look at code interpreter and what that's all about, because that's a whole nother fucking world. All right. So we're back at ChatGPT. So I'll describe code interpreter first. They also call it advanced data analysis. That's what it does, is advanced data analysis. What code interpreter does is it takes a file that you upload, or files? Yeah, I think you can upload up to 5. And it creates what's called a container. So within your chat session, a container is like a little mini version of a computer inside your computer. How many are here? How many here use ChatGPT 4? Okay, so there's a survey up. I got my $20. All right, how do I turn this on? How do I turn this on, people? I don't see the thing. Oh, here we go. Okay, we got 2 minutes. So go vote in the survey. So in the upper left-hand corner, right up there, is a little survey icon. Click on that. And it's asking, out of the 130 people here, how many people have ChatGPT Plus, which is the $20 a month subscription. Oh, Kyle, what's the action button? Okay, so let me go back to one of my GPTs here for a second. Okay, so I talked about web browsing, DALL-E 3, and code interpreter. You can turn those on or off. Then there's this thing called actions, and if you say create a new action, this is basically incorporating APIs into your GPT. Now, this is the reason I really don't mention it if you're just beginning, is unless you're a programmer and understand what APIs are, this is a level geekier than all the other shit. All the other shit, code interpreter gets there a little bit, but it's a mostly automated service. You just need to know it's there. Connecting an API actually requires you to create an API schema. Now, one really cool thing that they did is, how do we do this? Where did they add it? Import from URL? No. They change the interface all the time. It drives me crazy. So I don't see it anymore. They had a thing in here where They had like an assistant, like a GPT assistant that would help you write your thing. It might still be in there. Anyway, what an action is so an API is what's called an application programming interface. And let's say if you wanted to incorporate your GPT with Google Maps and you wanted to pull in the address of, you would allow someone to search for something and you wanted to pull in the address for a location and drop a pin on a map. You could do that if you had access to the Google API. And so basically, this is where you add that connection, right? So that's what these things are. Okay, so we got 24 votes in the survey. 83.3% of the people in here have ChatGPT 4, and 16% do the free ChatGPT 3.5. So if you want to make GPTs like we're talking about, if you want to use Code Interpreter like I'm about to show you, those are not available in GPT 3.5. So cool survey. I don't know who put that survey up, but I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. I'm going to play with LangChain. Oh, Joker. You're just going to go play with your chain. I know what's going on over there. I know what's happening. It's on. I programmed my GPTs with Sudafang and YAML. Made them much better. Oh, that's awesome. Pseudolang. Very cool. Very, very cool. I have it. Okay. All right. So I use actions to connect it with my chatbots and websites. Not hard. No, it's not hard. It's just you listen. Adding an action in a GPT if you're a programmer is trivial. Adding an action in a GPT if you don't know what an API is not trivial. Don't forget, mods can't vote. Okay. Sorry, mods. Tough on you. But that does mean that, because the mods in here likely have ChatGPT 4. Okay, so let's go. ChatGPT can create the API itself. Yep, exactly. So listen, if you like geeking out, go geek out on actions. Actions are very powerful. Here's the deal. Even without actions, the fact that this can do web browsing, the fact that this has got full access to GPT-4, the fact that it can do DALL-E image generation, the fact that it can do code interpreter within your GPT means that you can build an incredibly powerful application without knowing any programming. Like zero. And that's what the event this past weekend was about. The Gpt For Good event assumed you didn't know anything about programming. And you just want to make a powerful tool for a nonprofit. And that's what we did. It is a remarkable tool. Now, is it perfect? No. Is it janky as shit? Yes. Just crazy how janky it is. But that's okay. All right. Let's go use Code Interpreter. So what I was saying, can you train 3.5 with new articles? You cannot. And in fact, if I go to, so look right here. See that little paperclip? I'm going to switch to ChatGPT 3.5. That paperclip goes away. I go to ChatGPT 4, that paperclip comes back. You're paying $20 for a paperclip. It's like Clippy, only this one works. And it's not annoying. Okay. So, what advanced data analysis or code interpreter does is it creates this thing called a container, which is like a little mini standalone computer inside your chat session. And that little computer has access to ChatGPT, to GPT-4, as well as a bunch of Python libraries. So it's a programming language. And so what you do is you upload data, you upload files to this thing, and then you ask it to do shit. And it writes and executes its own Python code to analyze those files. Okay? That's what's going to happen here. It's just wild. So what we're going to do is we're going to go off to a different website called Kaggle. Kaggle. Don't forget to do your Kaggle exercises. It's not Kaggle, it's Kaggle. I know, but it's still funny if you're sophomoric in your humor tastes. Okay, Kaggle.com. And then you go to datasets. And so what are datasets? Datasets are just that. They're data that people compiled and uploaded to this thing. So we can go play with them. So let's see. The Song of the World Global Jukebox. Household electricity consumption. Here's a 9 megabyte online retail transaction data. Let's grab that one. This is a 9 megabyte something. I guess CSV files. And so it's called Archive 6. All right, so we're going to go back to ChatGPT. And we're going to click on our little paperclip. And we're going to go find... Where did I do that? Downloads? Yeah. All right, so I uploaded this archive6.zip. So we don't even know what's in it, right? We don't know what's in it. So I'm going to say, what files are in this and tell me what I should know about them. Okay? Not exactly programming. Just, what is this, boss? So if you were, let's say you were working at a company and someone forwarded you a zip file and they said, hey, the data's in here. And that's all they told you. But you trusted them. You knew who they were. And so you go to your data analyst in the company and you're like, hey, I got a zip file. What is this? This is essentially what you'd ask them, right? All right, so bang. Now, it says analyzing. Look at what this is doing. It imported zip file library and OS library. So it imported these two libraries to be able to unzip the file. It then unzips the file. It says onlineretail.csv. So it says, here's what you should know about CSV files like this one. So it gives me some general things about the C. If you want specific information, I'm going to go, yes. I want specific information. I just said yes. Great. To assist you further, I need to know the specific information that's in here. Wait, let's see. I'm just going to go, please analyze the data and tell me the trends you think might be interesting. Analyzing. So now what's it doing? Now it opened the pandas library so it can actually read this CSV file, right? And folks, are you seeing what's happening here? It is writing and executing its own Python code. It is prompting itself. Code Interpreter is a glimpse into what's coming in 2024, a thing called autonomous agents. So right now with ChatGPT, you're the instigator, right? You're the one that says, I want you to do this. And then it answers you. And you're like, no, I didn't like that. I want you to do it different. And then it gives you an answer. And then you're like, you're a poopy head. And I think you do crappy work. And it's like, I'm sorry. I'll try to do better work. How's this? And you're like, that's not bad. And back and forth, right? What happens with autonomous agents is you just give them a goal and they go. And that's what this thing is doing, right? So it did some analysis and then it gave itself an error. It said it appears there was an issue. To proceed, I can try a different approach. Now it's been successfully loaded. There are 541,909 entries. So this is a 500,000 plus row CSV file. Given this information, I will now analyze the data. And it says, so what are the columns? Index, invoice number, stock code, description, quantity, invoice date, unit price, customer ID, and country. And so, given this information, I will now analyze the data to identify interesting trends. This will include sales trends over time. So this is sales trends over time from 2011 for a year. And it looks like the data ends at the end there. But not surprisingly, sales go up toward Christmas. So it wrote the code to make this chart. And then, and then it goes on. Let's see. Pick your favorite 3 trends and visualize each of them for me in a unique and visually compelling way. Now, I don't know anything about data analysis, and I don't know anything about this particular data set. Imagine if you had data from your business and you knew a little bit about what you might want to do with that data. You can now just casually ask it to do the shit you need it to do. This will clean up data. It will reorganize data. One of the things Code Interpreter does is it will create files. So it did a bar chart about something. Let's see. That's sales trends, products by quantity sold, World War III gliders, or World War II gliders, jumbo big red retro spot. I don't know what that is. Popcorn holder. I don't know what the fuck retail data this was. But, I mean, it's remarkable. And then I could ask this. I could say, okay, give me, I only want the data for the popcorn holder. Or I want you to create a new Excel file where you split out the data into separate worksheets by product. So I just want data for the popcorn holder on one worksheet and for the whatever the fuck the other thing was in another worksheet. It will create that Excel file and give it to you to download. It's amazing. Joseph Baker, I would not trust this for sensitive data. Joseph Baker is absolutely correct. You should not put things in here that if it got out, it would destroy your life or your business. Just assume that none of this shit is secure until we hear otherwise. And if you're like, but Kyle, why would I even use it at all? Because one of the things that you'll hear me repeat over and over and over to the point of annoying in this channel is all of these tools right now, all of these tools, including the most remarkable ones, are janky pieces of shit. This is all very, very new technology. And you're like, but Kyle, AI's been around for decades. AI's in all the software we use. Yeah. AI's been around for decades. Generative AI, starting with ChatGPT, starting November 30th, 2022, is effectively a new category of AI. Think of ChatGPT as the consumer layer that gives regular people access to the power of machine learning and artificial intelligence. That's only been around for a year. You could argue it's been around a little longer because of GPT-3, but whatever. But just ostensibly, November 30th, 2022 is the flag in the ground of the inflection point that everything before it, you had to be a data scientist and mathematician and engineer to be a part of, and anything after that, you can be a regular human being and do all this stuff. So all of these tools are very, very new and very, very raw. Do not mistake that for they're a waste of time. Any time you put in right now learning these things is going to serve you very, very well. It's one of my sayings in here. Dick around with AI, it will serve you. Just dick around with it. Just play with it. Learn what Code Interpreter is. Learn what it does good. Learn what it doesn't do good. Just learn it. If it cleans up Dana, will it clean my house? Getting tired of infinite laundry. Here's what's really fucked up. We're not that far from that reality, right? They're already putting these large language models into robots. You've got Tesla that's trying to build a $20,000 humanoid robot. You have like 5 other companies trying to do that right now. And they're all making progress. Like the Tesla Bot 2.0 just doubled its walking or increased its walking speed by 30% and now can dance and move its head and its neck. I saw one today that there's some robot that rolls around. It looks like it's on like a bar cart rolling around, but it was cooking shrimp, calling an elevator. It was like they gave it like 5 or 6 tasks, and it was doing them like 100% of the time without failing. So we are shockingly close to the Jetsons. We just need our fucking flying cars now. And we're close to that too, like the drones. Have you seen these new drone shows with 1,500 or 10,000 drones? Like it's starting to get better than fireworks displays. It's amazing. So anyway, all right. Good Lord, people. I know it's called the AI Learning Lab, but I can't be teaching like this all the time. I'm supposed to be in here acting like an idiot. Go watch the video of the last one. What was it? Yeah, the one I did yesterday. Was that the one? I don't know. There was one of I just acted like an idiot for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Which, that's most nights. But it was particularly dumb territory. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I want to tell you about one other thing. So, before I told you to go here, to the salon.ai, and that's where all of that information about building a GPT was. But the AI Salon, if you go back to that link tree, the 4th link is the AI Salon Community. Click on that link to the AI Salon website, the Mighty Networks community. And the first thing I want you to do is go to, I think it drops you into this link, Welcome to the Salon. And this is going to tell you about the AI Salon. And hang on, let me get rid of that. I had light going in my lens, which was making it hard to read. And so this will tell you what the AI Salon is, a community of extraordinary adventurers exploring the AI unknown. Here's who we are. The AI Salon is a ragtag group of misfits, ne'er-do-wells, and miscreants who have gathered to explore the uncharted waters of generative AI, where everyone from entrepreneurs to educators, from healthcare workers to creatives, and everyone in between. If you're the weirdo in your group that is obsessed with AI and you can't understand why no one in your life gets it, this is your group. This is your group of weirdos, or irregulars as we call them here. The reason it's hard to find people that get this is we're so early. McKinsey just did a study, just came out about 2 months ago, that at the time of the study, 82% of people in the US have not used ChatGPT. 82%. 82%. That means 18% of people have. That means that maybe, I don't know, 40% of them have used it more than once. It probably means that half of that group has ChatGPT Plus. So we're talking like single-digit percentages of people that use ChatGPT, right? So this is very, very new. So this group is for those people that have had their Kevin McAllister moment, this one, right? Your Home Alone moment of like, holy shit, it can do that? And this is a community. I started this community the week after ChatGPT came out, because when I saw what ChatGPT was, I had an epiphany that, oh shit, ChatGPT does for AI what the World Wide Web did for the internet. It made it accessible. It made it accessible by non-programmers and non-engineers and non-researchers and scientists. It made it available to humanity. ChatGPT did the same thing. And so this group is people that are curious about it. and are on the adventure and are choosing to be on the adventure. And if you're on this adventure, you know when you have that moment, that Kevin McAllister moment of holy shit, what just happened? What did that thing just do? You can't unsee it. The other thing that's frustrating about AI right now is you can't explain it to someone. It sounds like we're in a fucking cult. But you gotta, like, you just type in it and it makes a computer code there's a picture. I made a picture of a llama with the hat, and people are like, what are you talking about? You fucking weirdo. What have you done with your life? You're like, but it's cool. I spent 8 hours last night making poems about the Mesopotamian War. Why? What? Do you not get how cool it is? No, they don't. They don't. They don't. But this group does. And so read about who we are and why we do what we do, but also look at our values. So the values are really important to me. These values are not just shit we made up. These are not Successories posters that we just, pulled off the Successories website. What we did after about 6 months of this group being together, we said, hey, like, what are the attributes of this group that if it grows, we don't want to lose? And so the values here are who this group already is. And the reason I talk about these all the time, if you've been here before, you're like, oh, here goes Kyle on the fucking values. Yep. Why? Because values are really important. What's going to happen is this. As I go through the values and as you read the values, when you go to the website and you read the values of the AI Salon, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to read the values and it's going to feel refreshing. You're like, oh my God, this sounds like my people. That's one response. The other response is you're going to read these values and you're like, who the fuck are these people? These are not your people. And either of those is okay. But don't join the group if the values don't resonate, because this is who's here. So curiosity is one of the values, right? Generosity. What's that mean? Well, if you learn how to do something really cool with a prompt, tell people about it. Share it. Well, yeah, but that's my prompt. That's my proprietary. Fuck it. Fuck that. Share it. Because right now, no one has this figured out. No one. If you think you're really far behind, you're not. You're not at all. We're so early. But you can't go to school for this. You can go to school for AI and machine learning. You can't go to school for whatever the fuck generative AI is about to become. We don't know yet. The tools are just being formed. We're in the primordial soup stage. Just like in the mid-90s with the World Wide Web, nobody really knew what a website was and what you could do with them and what you couldn't do with them. That's the stage we're at here. So generosity, share what you learn. Exploration, we want people that are actively on this adventure. Collaboration, I want people to like team up and pair up and start companies and start projects and just do stupid shit together. Inclusion. AI, generative AI is going to impact every single profession that touches a computer, and probably a lot of them that don't. And if you think about where we are in society today, what profession doesn't touch a computer? A plumber. No, sorry. The plumber has a phone that probably has some invoicing program on it and some marketing thing to get him listed in the whatever. Nearly every profession touches computers. Anything that touches a computer in the next 3 years is going to be absolutely transformed by AI. So people are going to be coming from all over, all experience levels, all backgrounds. And then the last one is empathy. There is so much fear and anger and trepidation and just ignorance about what AI is, how it works, what it makes possible, that understand that and have empathy for people. So if someone comes in and they're like, well, you're a dum-dum because you're doing AI and that's just stealing from artists and fuck you, big black. I totally understand how you feel like that. Have you played with it? Well, no, because I'm taking a moral stand. Okay, awesome. You want to see something cool? Well, not really. Oh, that's cool. It could do that. I didn't know it could do that. Right? Meet people where they are. So that's our values, all right? Next thing I would request, if you like those values and you want to join the community, go to the community section on the left here. And there's a little section called Introduce Yourself. Take our second value of generosity and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. Tell us what you're interested in. You know, do you have 6 grandkids and you're retired and just thought AI would be fun? Or have you been in machine learning for 30 years and you write the algorithms that makes this shit work? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are on the journey. Just introduce yourself and you'll find your people here. And then in the community section, there's a water cooler area where you can talk. There's a show and tell section, which has become kind of this real-time, art jam from this channel. Like as I talk, people are building GPTs and sharing them in here. They're doing no ferrets. Okay, this is an inside joke. We are trying right now to figure out the official animal list for the AI Learning Lab Zoo. Cindy Kuhn literally just forced raccoons into the animal list. We tried to keep raccoons out, and now look at what's happening. So now that raccoons are in, they're in going no ferrets. You see how this happens, people? They've poisoned the well. We've got monkeys playing the game of life with people on it. No ferrets. Y'all are just fucking nuts. Here's the clown. What's this? The clown. Someone had to do it. From the clown nonprofit. I knew that would get some action. You don't think I do this stuff accidentally, right? I know you weirdos are going to be doing something. Ooh, that's beautiful. Who did that? Stacy, just me in the trees. Wow, that's just her in the trees in orange. That's beautiful. Nice prompt, or nice whatever you did there. I'm AI. Who are you? Ooh, that's cool too. Papa JJ. So anyway, so that's the show and tell channel. So go show and tell. Go do some new stuff there. Show off. That's what that's there for. Llama. Joker's got these anthropomorphized llamas down, man. These things are so cool. Just amazing. Look at that. Wow, who did that? Auto76. Very nice. Damn. Tim Scheffel, my first 2 portraits with MJ6. It's getting stunningly good, isn't it? Dag. All right. And then the other thing, and you're like, but Kyle, there's more? Oh, there's more. Why is he so excited? Isn't this just a website? No, it's a community full of people. I think we have like 600 members. Hang on. Members. Member list. 610. This site's like a month old. We have 610 members. We were on Discord for a while. And just people didn't grok Discord, right? So we moved over to Mighty Networks because it's easier and it's web-based and you don't have to learn Discord. Even Midjourney's leaving Discord. Okay, so the other thing we have here are guilds. So there's like an AI 101 guild if you're just getting started. There's an art guild, a writer's guild, business, an AI mechanics guild talking about the geeky stuff. There's healthcare, there's video. Stacy and Matt, Mr. K here on TikTok, and Stacy, just me in the trees, just kicked off. It was officially announced last night. The Education Guild. If you're an educator and you're like the only educator in your district, it's like, we got to be doing this AI stuff. This stuff's amazing. Students need to be learning this. We got to be engaging with them. Help, help, help. SOS. Someone needs to pay attention to this. This is your group. Stacy and Matt are like passionate about this stuff. Passionate about it. And so so the guilds are sub-communities where you can go in and learn specific things, but also connect with people who give a shit about the stuff you give a shit about. All right. Enough about the AI Salon, but that's the AI Salon. You should go there. You should be a part of it. All right. And it doesn't cost anything. This is not a sales pitch. This is just a pitch. Like you want to find people that are up to some shit in the world? Do you feel hopelessly behind with AI? Do you know what I can promise you? So does every single person in the guild, or in the salon, in the AI salon. 610 people. 610 out of 610 are like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I hear regularly in here is, looks like we have a new survey. Let's see what the survey is. Okay. 2 minutes. In the upper left hand corner, right there is where I see it. Click on that icon. It's a survey of how many people are using ChatGPT 4. I'm scared right now. You shouldn't be scared. Well, you can be scared. No, scared is an appropriate thing. Actually, you know what? Scared is a really appropriate thing. What I find myself oscillating. I find myself oscillating with AI between like, I'm as excited as I've ever been. I'm as scared as I've ever been. I feel completely optimistic and hopeful. Oh my God, everything's going to fall apart. It really does go like that. Like you keep sort of peeling these layers. There's a couple of things that happen. One is you start out completely clueless. And then like you have your Kevin McAllister moment. And then you start digging in. And so you have your initial kind of awakening is the best way I can describe it of what's possible. And you go from being scared and weirded out by it to, the heavens part, and you're like, you see the possibility of the future, and then it's inspiring, and then you can't sleep for 3 days, and you're just running down one rabbit hole after another. So there's that phase. Then you kind of go into the phase of like, you've figured some shit out and now you're like doing stuff and you're like, oh, I could use this for work and I could use this for home and then you're on sort of the efficiency, challenge where you're just like, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to fix that. And then you sort of realize, oh, but these tools are kind of janky pieces of shit, and they sort of work. They're mostly perfect, except for they suck a lot. And then, so they're not perfect. Should I not use them? And there's security and privacy issues. Oh God! And then you get completely overwhelmed. Okay, the survey. 75% of the people have ChatGPT Plus. That's a $20 subscription. 16%, these numbers are roughly the same, are on 3. They use ChatGPT, but they're on 3.5. 5% say what? And 2.7% say they don't know. So if you don't know what ChatGPT is, go to chat.openai.com right now. Go there right now, chat.openai.com, and just start playing. Just type words into the box and hit submit. Write me a poem about wet puppies. Click. Is it $20 a month? Yes, ChatGPT Plus is $20 a month. I am not affiliated with them in any way. I have told Sam Altman for months now he should absolutely be paying me because this channel is essentially a big fucking ad for his company. But he's jealous of me, so he hasn't put me on the payroll yet. But that's okay. So I'm not affiliated with it. So I don't care if you actually do this or not. But hang on. The $20 a month for ChatGPT Plus, if you can afford it, I think it is actually irresponsible if you want to learn about AI. If you want to get into whatever's coming, I think it's irresponsible right now to not be on ChatGPT Plus and learning everything you can about what that tool can do. Because it's about to get a lot better. But in the past 3 months, 2.5, 3 months, it's gotten so good and so deep that it's not just one tool, it's like 8 tools. And they all have their different advantages. Now, here's the thing. I would not pay the annual. You know how they give you the 20% off if you buy the year? I wouldn't buy the year. With any of these AI tools right now, I would go month to month. You're like, but Kyle, it'll cost me more. I would go month to month. Why is that? Well, Google is about to release Gemini Ultra, which is apparently a ChatGPT Plus killer. Now, we don't know if it's going to cost money. It might. It probably will. And it's going to be really good. Is it going to be better than ChatGPT? Might be. How are we going to know? We're going to play with it. We're going to play with it here. We're going to kick the tires on it. And if it sucks, we're going to say it sucks. And if it's absolutely fucking amazing, and it's so amazing that we're like, ChatGPT who? Then we'll move on. I don't sense that's going to be the case. But I do think that we're going to have a viable ChatGPT 4 alternative. That I actually do believe. That's what I think's coming. And then ChatGPT is not sitting on its laurels. Like, even though they fired Sam Altman and rehired him and they sort of fucked up their life for a month or so, they're paying attention. And if you don't think they're boiling up some shit at ChatGPT, like we've got autonomous agents coming, we've got additional multimodal things like audio and video, which aren't really in there right now. We've got different interfaces probably. We've got the GPT store that's not out yet. So you can make GPTs, but there's not a place to distribute them. That's coming. Probably within the first 2 weeks of January. So you're just in a wild thing. So I would absolutely 100% recommend the $20 a month for ChatGPT Plus. All right. Let's see what people are saying here. Let's see how much I'm getting trolled. Kyle, I might be a little salty towards Sam ever since the snub. Listen, Forever Hooked, I'm right there with you. I appreciate it. You're a subscriber to the channel. I appreciate your input. Listen, empathy is one of our values in the AI Salon. And just because Sam is a small man who's jealous of me and won't give me access to the new features before other people and won't send me regular checks for the fact that this channel is just an ad for his company, that's just on him. I have empathy for him. He's going through a lot. They fired him. They rehired him. That's got to hurt. You know, him and his buddy Greg were out. And it was funny. When that was going on, you know what he was talking about? Me. So sad. It's like, yeah, whatever. Kyle's just, he's got that channel and whatever that video thing is. And, he's a dum-dum. It was like petty. I feel bad for Sam. I really do. All right. La 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 la. Welcome to Chatty ADD. Delusions are us. I don't know Sam. Elon, I know. A business write-off. Absolutely could be a business write-off. I think Kyle needs my sound therapy file to help him sleep after the show. I'll tell you what, I promise you when I leave these, being on like I am for these things for 3 hours a night, I sleep like a fucking baby. Like nothing is happening. Everything has been drained out of my skull at the end of these things. Maybe Sam's an alien. It's possible. You know what? That's very possible because maybe he doesn't quite understand the human race. And one of the reasons that I bug him so much is I'm just so human and he just doesn't understand it. That's a possibility. Absolutely. I've been focused on advocating for senior community, ID theft, fraud education. Don't know how yet. Holy shit, Ride or Die. I think that is so my thought is keep doing that, keep figuring it out. Use ChatGPT to help you communicate it, come up with plans, come up with anything you can do. 2024 is going to be a shit show with misinformation and fraud and the elections. It's going to be fucking nuts. The senior community and listen, don't be, I know you're down there right now going, oh, the senior community, you know about that old man. Don't do that. That's petty. Don't be like Sam. Be like Jimmy. But I think educating the senior community and doing things like families absolutely right now should have like communication safe words. Like you should be having conversations right now with your family members. Hey, mom, dad, if I ever call you and say I was in an accident and that I need money, here's what we're going to say. How many llamas do you own? And if I don't answer, I own 7, then that's not me, right? Like that should be happening right now. But I think that's huge. So I think that's great you're doing that. What was your site called? The AI Salon. It is called it's called the AI Salon, and the site to get to the link is thesalon.ai. And the 4th link down is the AI Salon Community. That's the one that takes you to the Mighty Networks site. And then the first 3 links are all about the GPT For Good challenge we did this past weekend, where people that participated created and shared 150 GPTs for nonprofits in a 24-hour period. It was really cool. It was a very cool event. Okay, so that wasn't the real Sam that stopped in earlier. No, we have a Sam impersonator that is a fan of mine. But if the real Sam stopped in, he'd have shut this down. There'd have been complaints to TikTok management. I actually sent Greg Brockman, who's the president of OpenAI and Sam's buddy. He put out a tweet today. How has AI changed your life? And I responded with the GPT for Good challenge. I said, I created this community a week after ChatGPT came out, and this community this past weekend did 150 GPTs, and I put Danielle's cookie GPT for Good picture in there, and I sent it to Greg Brockman, so I hope he sees it. Teaching my elderly to use two-factor authentication apps like Twilio. That's awesome. Although I'm so fucking sick of two-factor authentication. Your 17-factor authentication needs to be, and then check your mobile device. And like one of the services I do says check your Android device. Like I have an Android device I use as a testing device that I use maybe once a month. And like, why is one of my services tied to that? I don't know. But I never have it with me. It's never charged. It's just... Have you built any of your own AIs using your own? If not, but why? I have. I've built the first AGI. Well, James Hill, call Sam. Because Sam's got a whole company trying to do that. So if you've built one, you should let Sam know that he's not going to be first. Have I built any of my own AIs? I have not built my own model, if that's what you're asking. I have used other people's models. I just built a new tool for my my company called the Authenticity Engine, which takes... So my company is Storyvine, and we do authentic video storytelling. So we have a platform that automates video storytelling. People answer some questions in an app. It goes up to the cloud. 5 minutes later, you got a fully edited video. So I just built this thing called the Authenticity Engine where you can take that video and now you can automatically generate this whole world of content around it. So it basically takes the story of the video and just blows it out in all these different ways. It's super cool. So I built that, and then I'm building a number of products around video translation and bringing personas to life in video and things like that. So yeah, I'm building all the time and digging it. It took me... What was interesting about the building is that the actual building that I've been working on, other than sort of prototyping and some internal process shit I did with Zapier, has only been in the past 2 months. It took me about 9 months of just being insanely curious about AI for me to get my head around it enough to incorporate it into my business in an organic, integrated way. It took me almost a year because it's so different. And it's like a lot of what I was learning was like, well, do I just completely flush my company of 11 and a half years down the toilet and just do AI? Or do I do company here, AI company here? Or do I do a little bit of integration, or do I do full integration? What of this do I keep? What of this do I jettison? Like, it's a lot. And I've got a small company. Shut up. Mr. K, empathy, be curious, not judgmental. Exactly. Someone comes in and they're terrified about AI. Why? What scares you about it? Oh yeah, I'd be scared about that too. You know that's not reality, right? Or I'd be scared about that too. Yeah, that's something we got to deal with. You want to see something cool though? Absolutely. It's nuts now. I work for Ara. They lose life savings because they don't know. Yeah, ride or die. I like the stories are tragic of all the fraud that's going on. And man, is it going to get worse because right now it's relatively easy to clone someone's voice and do that fraud. Well, it's the ability for fraudsters to scale those operations is going to get really easy. And then it's just a numbers game, right? And they're going to get increasingly sophisticated, and it's going to get increasingly hard to determine if someone on the other end of the call, like they're going to figure out how to spoof phone numbers and voices, and it's going to be a mess. Lunatick, I've built a few GPTs specifically for seniors and the elderly. Awesome. You should check out Lunatick's GPTs. So if you go to the salon.ai, go there. The first link is to the GPT directory. In the directory, you're Daisy Thomas in the directory, right, Lunatick? Hang on. I think you are. Yeah, Daisy Thomas. So go to the directory, go to there, and click on the first link, and that's going to take you to this document that says GPT for Good at the top with the robot, and then scroll down, and you'll see this directory of these 150 GPTs that were produced in this 24-hour period and shared in this 24-hour period, and she's got a bunch of them in there, so go check them out. Really inspiring. How are we doing time-wise? We're good. Need a code word for family members so they won't be fooled? Yeah, exactly. A code word, a challenge question. If I call up and ask you for money, what's the code word?
You can make money with ChatGPT.
That should be ours. You're free to take that, by the way. If you want to take that as the code word for your family, please. Earthspecies.org, extending translation to the non-human domain. Interesting. What's your business? My business is called Storyvine, so storyvine.com. We've been around for 11 and a half years. We work primarily in the healthcare and pharma space, but with this new AI stuff, we're doing this real-time content generation, or not real-time, but sort of immediate content generation, and then we're also doing translations and personas. I can show you that stuff. I can show you what we're doing. I have an instinct we're going to expand beyond the healthcare and pharma space because of these new products. So I'm pretty excited about that. 3-second sample to have a believable voice clone. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? I made an amazing GPT for potters. Oh, Corey Sandler Pottery. I know. That's so cool. That's really cool. We can just play the soundbite for the password. Yeah, but if they don't know the password, Clint Copperhead. Oh, you can just play this one.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's true. Now that I've given you, like, at this point, there's 6 months of recordings of me 3 hours long. I think you have plenty of data to spoof me if you want to. We already have a TikTok scammer that steals all my content. and tries to scam all my followers. But TikTok doesn't care about that. But if I say the word booby in the wrong order, I'm banned for life. Storyvine. Well, yeah. Storyvine with a Y. Any lawyers in the salon? Yeah, we do. We I don't know if they're lawyers. We've got some policy people in there for sure. And I've had a couple of people reach out and say they want to do a privacy and policy guild. So I would think we do, yeah. But I mean, there's 600 people in there, so I honestly don't know. But what I would say, Mr. K, is that like that's something to ask in either Ask for Help or in Water Cooler. Or you could. I think one of the things you could also do, Mr. K, is you could do a survey in there. Kyle, my country is expecting to bring thousands of new medical jobs. Oh, my county jobs. So, bet Storyvine would do well. Oh, we should talk, Daisy. Absolutely, let's talk. Because actually, you know what, Daisy? Because so we've done a lot of work in the nonprofit and the advocacy space. We tried to get into politics, and there's some. Conceptually, Storyvine's brilliant for politics. The reality of how politics works, and you know this better than most, it just doesn't make sense for a lot of it. But I would love to show you what Storyvine is and what some of the new stuff is. And if you've got projects that you think it would be good for, let's talk about that. That could be really interesting. We have a lot of laws in place to protect seniors, actually. Yeah, I know, but the problem with all the laws to protect seniors is that the scammers aren't going to care, right? The scammers are in and out. Like if you look at all the scams going on with the NFT stuff, they're just heartless bastards. Like they'll just keep finding new cracks, to squeeze through, and it's going to be the same with phone scammers and things like that. So. I mean, fuck, like we're probably even going to get to the point where there's going to be like FaceTime video calls from people that are not them. It's crazy. Kind of guy, nice. I can build you a GPT lawyer real quick. Bee boo 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 bee bee. Where is Midjourney moving to? I visit infrequently on Discord. So right now, if you've made more than 10,000 images on Midjourney, you've got alpha access to, if you go to alpha.midjourney.com, it's their website, and you can make images in the website. So they've got a new web interface that's got all sorts of, it's decent. It's got decent clickability and things like that. I don't have access to it yet because as soon as DALL-E 3 came out, I stopped using Midjourney, and that was a mistake because I probably would have been at 10,000 if I kept using it, but I stopped. So what are you going to do? FaceTime from deceased family members? Well, yeah, I mean, there's some... there's sort of some creepy, weird stuff that could get weird and dark and destructive, but I think there's also some really positive stuff with, you could either connect with deceased members. My buddy Richard Boyd, he's been in AI for like 10 years. When his father passed, he took all of his father's writings, and none of it was digitized. He digitized like his father's lifetime of writings and put it into, I think it was a GPT-2 powered thing, and he made a virtual version of his father. We're in this year, you're gonna be able to have conversations with people that aren't there. In fact, I just got access to the DID agent thing. If you were here, I don't know, 3 days ago, they told me I had access to it, and then they said I got there and I didn't have access to it. They just gave me access to it. But you're going to be able to talk to people that aren't there. So it could be deceased ones. It could also be where I see the sort of virtual family members or virtual loved ones conversations is with dementia and Alzheimer's patients. that imagine them being able to talk to a friendly face that they trust and know, and or to whatever extent they know them, that is infinitely patient, is there 24/7, knows all the stories, all the family history. Those can be built relatively trivially right now. And it's going to get easier and easier and easier to do that. And I just, that virtual companionship as a category is going to get really interesting. I mean, if you haven't talked with Pi, do you know Pi? Are you a Pi person? So this is my iPad. You can do this with both the ChatGPT app and this thing called Pi from this company called Inflection. And it's just a ChatGPT like thing, but in the lower corner here is that little telephone, and you can just, hey there, I was wondering if we could have a quick chat.
Sure thing. I'm here for you. What would you like to chat about?
Oh, I don't know. I'm talking to a bunch of people about AI and how virtual companionship is going to be an important thing in the future, and I think it could even help with Alzheimer's patients with their family members.
Absolutely. That's a really great point. Virtual companionship has a lot of potential to be helpful for people, especially those who may be socially isolated or dealing with cognitive impairment like Alzheimer's. AI can provide a level of companionship and engagement that can be incredibly beneficial, whether it's through conversation, memory games, or even just providing a listening ear. Additionally, AI can be used to provide personalized support and assistance to caregivers and
And that's one of the things that Inflection, the company behind this, is working on, is they want this to be the world's best personal assistant. So right now, it's really good at conversation. Probably soon this year, it's going to start to get, well, it's going to get better and better at conversation, but it's also going to start to be able to take actions. So you could have a conversation and say, hey, I want to send an email to so-and-so, and it'll just do it, right? If it has access to your tools. And that's where a lot of these things are going to go, is that we're going to have agents. We're going to have assistants, people that, or not people, AIs that do things on our behalf, that we can communicate with in natural language. And, so, surprisingly real natural language. You don't have to talk weird. Like with Siri and Alexa right now, you have to talk weird. And they just don't know a lot, and they get stumped a lot because they're basically just logic trees. These large language models are not logic trees. They're large language models. They are modeled after human brains, which is why they kind of represent them in a certain way. And then the data that they were trained on was the output of humans that was stuck on the internet. And so they kind of know our language, and they kind of know some of the nuances of how we talk and what we do. So these things are uncannily not robotic, even though they are technically calculators. They're probability engines, which is amazing. It's awesome. I never go to Discord anymore. I know, me too. Do you think Coursera is a viable way to learn right now? It depends what you want to learn. I would say there's some free courses by Meta and Google, and who else did one? I thought there were 3 of them on generative AI. But quite frankly, the answer is no. If you want to learn, how to build models and the mathematics of it, and the foundations of machine learning, and building AI systems, all that shit, yeah, there's courses for that. But if you want to take a course on generative AI and ChatGPT and prompt engineering and this and that, I can tell you right now, the prompt engineering workshops you took 3 months ago are out of date. The ones you took 6 weeks ago are out of date. When Gemini Ultra comes out, whatever was the best practice for OpenAI is going to be thrown right out the window. Like, things are changing so fast right now, and the technology's evolving so fast that there literally can't be a course that covers it all. And then on top of that, so just within large language models, I've got a recommended list of things I think you should pay attention to. Just in large language models, there are 9 of them right now. Just in large language models. Image generators, I've got 5 or 6 in there, and that list is probably light. Video tools, I've got, I think, 5. And that list is probably light. Like, there is so... And the other thing, you know... Like, this is the AI Learning Lab, so someone will ask me about some video tool. They're like, show me how to use DID or show me how to use Runway. And I'll go to the site and I'm like, okay, here's how you use it. And I'm like, nope, don't know how to use it anymore. They completely changed the interface. Like, it's got new features. There's an image tool right now called Leonardo that I knew how to use Leonardo. And now I go to Leonardo and there's 4 or 5 new tools that are there that are completely different. It's like completely new applications that do completely different things than make images. So what's the best way to learn it? Start with ChatGPT, get the $20 a month ChatGPT Plus subscription, learn all of the different features within ChatGPT. Start there. Seriously. Then start to expand out and say, well, what are the other large language models that I might want to learn? Well, you've got Microsoft Co-Pilot, which is their version of ChatGPT. You've got Claude from Anthropic. You've got Pi. You've got Google Bard. You've got a bunch of them. You've got the whole open source community. So you can sort of learn the world around large language models. ChatGPT right now is still king of the hill. And then, you know, within ChatGPT, you've got DALL-E 3. So start learning the image generation stuff. And so DALL-E 3 is already built into ChatGPT. You can also do that at Microsoft. Then you have Midjourney. Why would you use Midjourney? Because the image quality is higher. Then you've got Leonardo. Why would you use that? Because it's built on top of Stable Diffusion, which is a whole open source world that there's all sorts of flips and switches and dials to, if you like tinkering, Leonardo's, you're going to love it. If you work for a company, Adobe Firefly, because it hasn't been trained on commercial images. And Midjourney has. And like Midjourney, like a document just came out on all the artists that they trained it on. So they might get their asses sued into oblivion and then you're stuck, right? So how do you know all this stuff? You just start, you get curious. You show up here. Oh, wait, I'm here every night and I love listening to you talk as a developer. I need to get with the times. Oh, wow. Yeah. So Kenny Boy, I found this on the web. I don't care, Siri. If you're a developer, you have the skills to dig deep and learn something, right? So this is all this is, and what the AI Salon's about and what this channel is about flipping that switch in your head to just start getting curious about it. And then the learning of it is just like, why do I do these 7 nights a week? My family asks the same thing. My coworkers ask the same thing. Why do I do this? Part of it is for the community. Like, the community that we're building here is fucking remarkable. Part of it's for me. If I do these every night, it keeps me in the conversation. And people will just ask questions. And what I'll start to notice is the conversation over time starts to drift in a different direction. Like for a while, it was all about ChatGPT. And then like in the last, like the 3 weeks before Christmas, there was just a lot of talk about video and Suno music. And like there were like multimedia started sneaking into the conversation. And it's like, are the video tools getting that much better or that much different? No, but they're getting good enough that people that were ignoring them before, all of a sudden aren't ignoring them. And then if I look at the AI Salon, people will be sharing, you know, where they were sharing just images before. Now they're sharing GPTs, and they're sharing songs, and they're sharing images that they turned into videos, right? And so we're in the primordial soup stage of the generative AI era. And we're going to be in that primordial soup stage for probably 3 years, like 18 months at a minimum. 2024 is going to be absolutely fucking bonkers. But it's all going to be raw, janky, weird ass shit where it seems like here's the leader in this industry, and all of a sudden some new tool's going to come out that's going to blow that out of the water. And we're just going to see like primordial soup, like big bubbles, little bubbles, bloop, 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 things crawling out of the ooze. And so there's no degree that you can take that will teach you that. There's no course or workshop. I can't teach you that. The only way we're going to learn that is to do it together as a community. And hey, I learned this thing that I think's kind of stupid, right? This is dumb. And then you'll show it to people and everyone goes, no, that's not dumb. That's fucking amazing. How did you do that? What? Every new thing I want to learn, I have ChatGPT write me a beginner level ebook on it. Archetypal Architect. That's fucking brilliant. Every new thing I want to learn, I have ChatGPT write me a beginner level ebook on it. Fucking brilliant. Perfect. And you know what you could do, if you wanted, if you so desired, have it write that beginner level ebook, pop it into a Canva template, and publish it on Amazon Kindle. Why not? AGI will dump the Apple cart over quick or not. Yep, absolutely will. AGI is going to fuck some shit up. Are you Italian? No, but I speak fluent Italian thanks to HeyGen. It's so true. Let me see. Do I have it up here? So we've heard from a number of clients that modular content is important to them, getting more efficient with how we create content and how we leverage content.
Clienti dicono che il contenuto modulare è importante, rendendo più efficiente la creazione dei contenuti.
Behind me, you see these little green boxes. That's how we think about stories at Storyvine. We break stories down into little atoms, right? Little modules.
Dietro di me vedi queste piccole scatole verdi, così pensiamo alle storie. A Storyvine.
I don't know how to speak Italian, but I do. I speak it fluently. I also speak Mandarin fluently. Bet you couldn't speak Mandarin fluently. Now you can. I can show you all these products we're doing at Storyvine. They're fucking nuts. They're nuts. I want to get out of the ooze myself personally. Yeah, I mean, so Brad, you can take any one of these tools right now and you could specialize on it, but I think that I think we're in a phase where it's going to be in all of our best interests to learn as much as we can about what these tools are, what they're not, what they make possible, because right now all these tools are these disparate islands of expertise, right? If you want to make something in Runway, you've got to go to Discord and do their thing, and then now you can do it on the website, but there's a whole prompting language, and now there's camera movements you've got to and then you go over to this thing to make the songs, but the songs are sort of good, but they're not good. But then you can go to this other tool that, right? Like everything is just these weird ass, janky ass, half working, mind blowingly powerful. Don't get me wrong. Imperfect tools. They're going to all start to merge. And as they start to merge, if you're not enough in the game, you may not even know that the new feature showed up, right? Like, that's kind of what happened in ChatGPT, that ChatGPT was relatively simple for most of the year. You put words in it and words came out. You put words in it and code came out. You put words in it and formatted words came out. Like, it was pretty straightforward. And then they connected it to the internet and it kind of did a little bit more. And then they took that away. And then all of a sudden they incorporated image generation in it. And then they added image vision in it so it can now see images and understand them. Have you seen it read a whiteboard? You can upload a picture of a whiteboard to ChatGPT 4 and say, what is this? And it will analyze what's on the whiteboard. And if it's sketches of software, it will understand those sketches. And you can tell it to make the interface for that software, or make an ad for that software, or write the code for that software. Right now, today, it's in there right now. Have you played with that? I took a picture of, I've got in my ADD Marvel's Mystery Oil brain. You know, you go into your hyperfocus tunnel. So about 2 years ago, I went into a hyperfocus tunnel and I did a post-it note brainstorm about the future of Storyvine. It's been on my whiteboard for 2 years. And have I ever typed up the notes and written it into the document it needs to be done? No. I took a picture of it and said, what is this? And it took all the notes for me, wrote it, said, here's what this is, here's what you were talking about, here's what you're thinking about, here's your options, here's your threats, here's your this, here's your that. If you haven't done that yet, that's a whole category of how to use ChatGPT that isn't really about prompting. It's about, okay, if I've got a tool that can understand images, understand them, what do I do with that? I don't fucking know. No one does. I mean, some people do. The people that have been focusing on that kind of have a clue. And then you take that and you combine that with Code Interpreter that can read an Excel file and generate charts and graphs. And you take a thing that can write a song, and you take a thing that can make a video, and then you make pictures. How does all this work together? I don't know. Kyle, someone's got to teach me this. No one's going to teach you this. If you wait 5 years, yeah, there'll be a course on this shit. The opportunity will have passed. The massive opportunity. There's going to be opportunity with this AI stuff for the next decade, 20 years. Everything's about to be transformed. You spending time in here and at the AI Salon and just being curious in life and talking about what you're learning. One of the reasons generosity is a value of the AI Salon is that telling people what you're learning isn't just for them. You get a benefit of that too, which is if you start putting on LinkedIn and Facebook and at your dinner parties and at work, if you start saying, oh, I was working on ChatGPT and this thing came out, even if the response is, I hate AI, why are you talking about AI, you dum-dum? Those people will recognize you as someone who understands what's going on. And at the point at which they realize that they're missing the boat and they got to get their shit together, who do you think's the first person they're going to call? And you know what's been happening to the irregulars in here, the people that come in here regularly, that work for big companies, that went from being secret cyborgs, people that are secretly AI literate, to starting to talk about it at work? they were initially met with, why do you talk about that stuff? We can't use AI at this work. You know, you're going to get fired if you keep using AI at this work. Burp, 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 burp. You know what happened to them? Those people came back and said, it looks like the marketing department wants to learn about AI. Could you give us a workshop on that? Are you still doing that AI stuff? And that workshop is leading to, hey, VP Bob wants to know about AI. Can you meet with VP Bob? Sure. VP Bob just talked to the CEO. The CEO wants to talk to you. Okay. Like, that's happening. That's happening in here to people that show up to this stupid fucking TikTok channel. Why? Because we're in primordial soup right now. Nobody knows about this stuff. And you know, what's amazing is the people that that's happening to, that are being recognized as experts, do you know what they say when they get asked that? I'm not ready. I don't know what I'm talking about. But you know what? They do. They do know what they're talking about. It's just their expectation is, I want to be able to be like master's degree level expert at this shit. And we're not even in preschool yet. We're just like babies crawling around like a wet field right now. No one's got language. No one's got skills. No one can stand up. We're all just walking around like barely keep our head up. That's the stage we're at right now. So everyone feels ill-prepared right now. And that's okay. But what's not okay, in my opinion, is sitting on the sidelines waiting. Or worse, sitting on the sidelines judging. Dismissing it. Oh, it's not perfect. Oh, it hallucinates. You know, they're stealing from people. Beep, 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 beep. I don't use AI out of principle. Okay. I don't use AI out of principle is like Florida passing a law that hurricanes are now illegal. It's a laudable law. I understand why you passed it, but you know there's a hurricane still coming, right? I have a running list of parlor tricks, so I'm always ready if someone asks. SourceCamp. So SourceCamp's one of these people that is being professionally rewarded by being willing to be generous enough when someone says, I don't know about AI. And so when she talks about parlor tricks, the list of parlor tricks, so when someone asks me in here, what's ChatGPT? How do you use that? My parlor tricks are, like, one of my go-tos is explain quantum mechanics to me in an M&M rap. It sounds funny, and it does M&M raps pretty good, and it explains quantum mechanics. So like, that's a parlor trick. Have it create a table comparing two ridiculous concepts that you should never compare, but it'll do that. That's a parlor trick. Now you can do things like have it make an image of a jar full of jelly beans in a field with, you know, llamas, turtles, and hedgehogs running around the jar of jelly beans. It'll do that, right? So those parlor tricks are like low education ways to show people that these things are not just a Google search, that there's something different going on here. And if you can get someone to lean in and go, wait a minute, what did it do? Did someone write, like, is that copying and pasting that M&M rap from some physics thing? No, it just wrote that. What do you mean it wrote it? The G in GPT stands for generative, so it actually generates that. It wrote, like, that's an original piece of writing. It can do that? Yeah. Yeah, well, it can't write marketing copy. Well, what are you working on right now? I'm working on this. Well, here, let's see. Write a blog post about this concept for that product. It could do that? But it's not good, right? Well, read it. Oh my God, that's really good. Well, that part's bad, but, you know, I could work with this. Right? That's that Kevin McAllister moment. I could really use one of those jobs. Woodworkers can't find a use for AI yet. Oh, archetypal architect. Woodworkers, I totally disagree. I think conceiving different new kinds of products, new kinds of designs. I mean, woodworkers. So holy shit. So one of the guys who's an irregular in here, I think is in construction, but he's either in construction or he's a supplier for people that work in construction. He's using Code Interpreter to take pricing lists and dynamically pull out sort of deals of the week. So they could use it for sourcing materials. They could use it for design concepts. There's all like honest to God, I can't imagine a job that you couldn't look at these tools and find some use for them. I think woodworkers could find all sorts of crazy ass stuff to do with this. Coming up with designs. I did a GPT to make floral bouquets where I asked ChatGPT, can you tell me the meaning, like the emotional meaning of certain flowers? And of course it could, right? I don't know. Red roses are love and tulips are this and something is that. And so I was like, oh, okay, if it can understand the meaning of flowers, then maybe it could understand how to create a beautiful bouquet that means something. And so I created a GPT that basically you tell it like what emotion you want your bouquet to convey, and then it generates a bargain bouquet and a premium bouquet, and then it explains which flowers it chose and what they mean. Well, if you've got a flower shop, imagine that you create, and then what it did, so it would design the bouquet with specific species of flowers, and then it would generate the image of those bouquets, and then it would say, if you want to buy one of these bouquets, reach out to my flower shop, and it would give you the URL or the phone number or what it was. Lunatick, I built a GPT for glass blowers. I bet I could build one for woodworkers. There you go. Team up with Lunatick. So she's in the comments right now. If you think there's nothing you could do for woodworkers, sounds like Lunatick will build you a GPT right now for your woodworking business or for woodworkers in general. But like if you say, well, AI is not going to impact the florist, well, maybe it will. If the florist says, here's a tool for all my customers for free, where they can design their own bouquet, where they can say, I want it to mean inspiration and love and support. And then it generates a cool little report that says, I chose the flowers in this bouquet for inspiration, love, and support. And here's what they mean. And then here's the bouquet, and that's the one I want built. And then that flower shop can build that bouquet, and the person can pick it up, 4 hours later. That's a completely new product that wasn't possible before. Is there an AI to increase the resolution of an image generated with DALL-E? Yeah, there's a lot of them. You can go to clipdrop.co. They've got an upscaler. There's a whole bunch of the tools right now do upscaling. There's a new $35 a month tool called, I think it's called Majestic or something like that. There's another one called Topaz Labs. There's some commercial ones that you can pay for, but there's also a bunch of free ones. So if anyone knows some of the free upscaling tools, just pop them in the comments below. Any suggestions for practical demos for older folks? My grandma doesn't see how she'd use it yet. I think the on-ramp that I've found, Sam, good to see you, Sam, by the way. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. The on-ramp that I find is almost always some interest of theirs, and you can start with pictures because DALL-E is so instant and magical that if your grandma was really into doilies or crocheting or like Becky Rue, who's in here, is really into quilting, and she made a GPT that designs quilts, and it makes these beautiful fucking quilts. So I think if you just, like, your grandma, you know what her interests are, maybe like my mother always talked about this gymnastics meet she did when she was 14. You know how sometimes older people will talk about the same thing over and over again? There's a thing in their life that's really meaningful to them. Create an image from that era of describe your grandma, what she might have looked like in that era, doing the jitterbug or whatever it is that she talks about, and show her that. So like, I feel like the on-ramp of something that's relevant to them instantly, where they're like, I don't get it. And you show them a picture that's something that they're like, well, wait, where did you get that? Well, it just made that. What? Or another thing, Sam, could be pie, right? So all those crazy TikTok videos, a GPT with entertainment trivia from the 50s, 60s. Yeah, that would be a perfect one. The TikTok and YouTube videos where they're trying to get the Italian grandmother to talk to Alexa, and it's just like an epic fail for like 20 minutes of grandma trying to talk to Alexa, and it just fails. Do it with pie. Like I'm sitting here with my grandmother, and she loves the jitterbug and dancing in the 20s. What can you tell me about how the jitterbug started? GPT's on Demand by Lunatick. Exactly.
The jitterbug has a fascinating history that dates back to the 1920s and 1930s. It originated from a fusion of African American dance styles, such as...
So, I mean, I think it's always relevance. I think it's always storytelling. I think the bridge to getting to someone to use technology is the interface has to be simple enough and clean enough that you can do it. Well, conversational GPTs are now good enough. I mean, if your grandmother speaks another language, she could speak that language to Pi and go back and forth between English and that language. Lunatick, I built a classic car GPT that's kind of an older person hobby. Yeah, I built a 70s muscle car poster maker. So you basically, you give it your 70s muscle car model, then you pick your color, and then you pick whatever features you want. Like you want a blower and, spoiler, side pipes. And then it makes you a poster with, like, if it's a GTO judge, it says the judge, and it misspells it every time. That's a fun one. I use Pi every day. I'm a little frustrated. It told me it was going to email me a huge table. Okay, so the thing to know about Pi right now is it cannot take actions, and it does not know that it cannot take actions sometimes. So sometimes it will tell you, sure, I'll send that to you right now. It can't send it to you. The other place Pi is really frustrating is if you use the desktop version of it and you're typing, and you want to get it to do something, to actually like give you an answer. Oh my God, is it frustrating? Because it just asks you questions. Well, tell me, why do you want me to give you that answer? Because I actually just want it. I understand your frustration, but what's the purpose of me giving you this answer? I really want to know. I know you really want to know. Can you just give me the answer? Boy, I would love to. As soon as I understand what's the difference this is going to make for you, if I give you... But again, how did I learn that? Dicking around. Dick around with AI. It will serve you. Why? Because you'll realize, oh, Pi's really good on a 4-hour car trip. It's really shitty if I want to get something done in the office. ChatGPT is really good for this, but it's not good at this one thing over here. But Bard's better at that. So how do you learn that? You just learn that. Oh, I'm trying to get this sort of image in DALL-E and it's not working. Where do I get that? I go to Midjourney to get that because I know that that's better than, like, how do I know that? You just know that by slamming your head against the wall over and over and over again. Why would I take the time to learn all these different pieces of software? Well, because you've had your Kevin McAllister moment and you realize the world is about to change. I would argue the world has already changed, just not that many people know it yet. The world is about to change, and a lot of people are going to be caught off guard. A lot of companies are going to be caught off guard with how quickly things are going to change. You know who's not going to be caught off guard? This group. People that show up to this channel regularly. People that show up to the AI Salon. If I see there's a lot of new people in here. Go there. The first 3 links are about this thing called GPT For Good, which was a 24-hour GPT build-a-thon we did this past weekend. The 4th link is the link to the community, the Mighty Networks community at aisalon.mn.co. Go check out the AI Salon. This is a community of people on this AI adventure, like actively choosing to be on this adventure. Actively choosing to be generous about what they're learning and sharing everything they can and learning everything they can and reporting what they've discovered. Oh, I just saw a tweet on this thing that we've been talking about. Look, it looks like it's real now. Oh, and then people run over and try it and they're like, no, it was bullshit. Okay, cool. Or they run over and try it. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's a whole new thing. We got to go play. And then people go play and then they post and show and tell and they, right? Become an AI apprentice. We're all AI apprentices right now. Absolutely. That's from Lord Digital Gods. Digital Gods is so godly that he also is a lord on top of being a god. Did you even consider that was a possibility? Now, thanks to AI, that's a reality. Lunatick, you're an AI evangelist. You're an AI, like, you're a fucking AI rock star right now, Lunatick. You're just like, she's just barreling forward. I mean, you know what's amazing is Daisy Thomas is her name. Daisy has discovered these AI tools as a form of personal expression, which I find really, really inspiring. She's not concerned with, it's funny, Pate just put, Pate, I'm here against my will, exactly. You know, Pate works for Google. Pate works on TPUs and making them better and faster so that all of our AI shit works, right? Daisy's not concerned with the mathematics behind these tools. She's not concerned with how they work. She understands how they work. She understands what they can do. But how she's using AI right now is as a form of personal expression. She's getting personal fulfillment out of building these tools and giving them to other people to do their shit with. And she's taking ideas that she's had in her head for a decade or 2 or 3, written on an index card, and she's like, I can do this now. We're in a phase where we can take radically powerful computational systems and treat them as self-expression. That's mind-blowing. That's where we are right now. Like, that's the reality right now, if you choose to see it that way. If you sit back with your arms crossed on a soapbox going, well, they're not perfect. No, they hallucinate. No, they're stealing from artists. What you're losing is the joy of discovering what they actually are. And when you discover that, Lord, Digital Gods, Title Gifter, good to see you. Thank you for the roses. Means a lot. I appreciate it a lot. The joy of discovery right now is everything. You may or may not know this. Well, no, this is patently obvious. This is a stupid fucking statement. You only get one opportunity in history to be at the beginning of a new technological era. We're at the beginning of this. I've been lucky enough in my life. I just missed one in the 70s, the personal computer. I hit one in the mid-90s, the World Wide Web. And this is the third one in my life. And this one is so much bigger than the World Wide Web. It's so cool, and it's also fun when they don't work. I've deleted my fair share of bad ideas. Yeah, because in building something that doesn't work, Daisy, you're discovering a boundary, right? Oh, they're really good up until this wall. And then what's going to happen is 6 months from now, that wall is going to disappear. And you're going to go, oh, I had to delete a GPT because it sucked at that before. Let me try it now. Oh, it works now. And there's a whole new world of GPTs beyond that, right? It's amazing. Lunatick, you're an AI LLM supermodel. It's true. But that's the era we in. Like, that's the payback for investing stupid amounts of time in AI right now is that you get to discover shit before other people discover it. And you may discover a way of using these things that no one's discovered. And you don't need a math degree from Stanford to do that. You just need your point of view. Like, one of the reasons inclusion is one of our values in the AI Salon is that when someone comes in with a different worldview, a different lens that they're looking at this technology through, they're going to use it in a way you couldn't have imagined. And they're going to discover something that you're like, holy shit, I never thought about using it like that. Yeah. And now when you use it like that with your worldview, you're going to sort of mix your shit into it, and you're going to come up with some new, completely different thing that's going to blow someone else's mind. That's the primordial soup right now. One-click customs. Yep. I wish I got with Google in 2000, missed Bitcoin in 2010. Now I should learn AI. I would say one-click customs, just take the should out of that sentence. I am learning AI. Just fucking flip the switch right now. Start showing up at this channel. Join the AI Salon. Start telling people in your life that you're doing this, because there's going to be another weirdo out there that you didn't know was doing this, that the minute you say, I'm really into this AI stuff now, it's going to go, I am too. What did you learn? Oh, I just learned this, but I'm really bad at this. Oh, I'm really bad at that, but I'm good at this. Hey, you want to do something together? Do that. Start tonight. Thank you. All of this tech has given me new purpose again, and that's like magic. Yeah, I know. It's your story right now of like just watching you blossom and how you're doing, playing with this stuff, Lunatick, is just really, it's super cool. It's very inspiring. Very, very inspiring. Just Me in the Trees is here. Cindy Kuhn is here. Cindy Kuhn's in here. I got to tell you got to be careful of Cindy Kuhn. Lab 5 Futures. She's really in here on a pro-raccoon agenda. Raccoons have reluctantly been accepted into the AI Learning Lab Zoo. But there's an agenda. There's an agenda. It's a pro-raccoon agenda. Now the agendas, the raccoons don't want the ferrets. There's a whole thing. There's a whole thing happening. Sure, AI will transform your life, but you got to be careful of Lab 5 Futures. Actually, Cindy Kuhn's quite remarkable. You should get to know her. She is so cool. Join a boys band via videographer, okay? That's awesome. Sherry D just is in the middle of this really inspiring video project, making a video using generative AI tools. Has she been a video producer before? I don't know, but she is now. And she showed it to us. It's amazing. It's really good. Oh, man. What time is it? It's got to be time to... Yeah, see? I can feel it in my throat. I haven't been drinking water either. See, when I get on a roll in here, you guys get me all fired up talking about this here AI stuff. I get all fired up. All right. Let's wind this. Let's wind this show up. Forever Hooked. Making a whole album. Are you really, Sherry D? Holy shit. Wow, that's gonna be so cool. Yeah, like what does, we're in this weird era. If you want to see something, if you want to see the beginnings of something that's cool, and Sherry D, by the way, if you haven't submitted your stuff to Runway TV, you should absolutely do that. Go check out runway.tv right now. It's if you're an older feller or lady like myself, you probably remember the launch of MTV in 1981. Remember the commercials on network television? I want my MTV. And we didn't know what the fuck that meant. And then MTV launches and you went to it on your cable TV box. And then you kind of watched with your head cocked like, so you watch music now? And like no one got it. Do you remember the early days of that? That's what Runway TV is to me. That you look at it and it's all these videos made with these text to video generator tools, and some of them are really good and really high quality storytelling. And you can tell that there's storytelling going on there. And ironically, it wasn't done with Runway ML, so you can't. Oh, that's a drag. But okay, but you go to runway.tv. And it has a 1981 MTV vibe to it. It's like, hey, I know we could get some of the videos made with our tool and we could make a directory of those videos. And it's basically just a web wrapper sitting on top of YouTube links. But here's the thing about Runway TV. It's so janky right now that the establishment streaming community like Netflix and Spotify and the establishment filmmaking community like Paramount Pictures and production company A, B, and C are going to look at it and they're going to go, yeah, but that's not real filmmaking. I'm a real filmmaker, okay? We're not using this AI stuff for production, not in this house, okay? We use real film and we use real actors and we use real this. And they're going to dismiss it. And what's going to happen is, whether it's Runway TV or it's someone else, there's going to be a whole new world of video storytellers that emerge as the new artists. And there's going to be kind of three categories. There's going to be filmmakers who resist AI, and they're going to keep making films the way they make films. There's going to be filmmakers that embrace AI, and some of them are going to emerge in this new area as a new kind of storyteller. And then there's going to be people like Sherry D and other people who've never done this before in their lives, but embrace this AI stuff and learn how to do video storytelling using a completely different kind of camera, which is AI. And you just watch, mark my words. In 3 years, we're going to see something like a Runway TV emerge as a major entertainment platform and a major studio that will be absolutely in competition with the status quo filmmaking industry and streaming industry. You watch. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. So anyway. Crypto Wolf, have you seen the videos I'm making with Runway ML? I don't know, but Crypto Wolf, I think so. I've seen a couple of them. But you should share them in the video channel in the salon if you're not, and in show and tell as well. Show them in both. Open source beats Runway ML. I think we need to get the engineers and creatives together here to make them. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal with open source is always good for innovation. It's almost always bad for consumer grade user interface, because the open source stuff is led primarily by the engineers because they're the ones on the cutting edge of the technology. It takes that stuff getting sort of popped up a level from interface and commercial viability for it to be accessible to a larger audience. But I agree. If we can get good interface in the open source community, awesome. But for the most part, it's a bit of a nightmare interface-wise. Any good text-to-video AIs we can check out that you know of? Okay, so I'm going to show you something here. So go to there and go to the AI Salon. So you go to the AI Salon. It's a Mighty Networks thing. Couple of things. I'm going to do this really quick because I want to show you one specific thing. Start out at welcome to the salon. Check out what the salon's about, what our values are: curiosity, generosity, exploration, collaboration, inclusion, and empathy. Check those out. Read what we're about. If you dig it, then you should join. You should also introduce yourself. You should also go to show and tell and water cooler and, just look at the conversations there and show off some shit. Raccoons are in. See, look, this is Cindy Coon's agenda. This is what she wants. She wants raccoons everywhere. Look, this is it. It's as if no other animals are in the AI salon, in the AI Learning Lab zoo. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what's happening. See? But also in community, go to AI Tools and Resource. And the main page of AI Tools and Resource is this recommendation list that I maintain. So I personally maintain this. These are tools that I have sort of personally used enough to know that these are at a minimum not a waste of your time. There are so many tools out there that are absolutely full-on wastes of your time. There are like thousands of them. So this list is a list that if you want to go down rabbit holes, start with this list. So this is at the AI Salon Mighty Networks community. So there's 9 different large language models in here. There's kind of the big 4, and then there's specialty ones. There's image creation tools, and then there's video creation. And so this is directly answering the question, is there a good text-to-video tool? So the first 2, Runway ML and Pika Labs, are kind of the 2 leaders right now. And Pika Labs right now is free, and it's good. It's like as good as Runway ML, if not better. It doesn't quite have a lot of the bells and whistles that Runway has right now, but it's free. Runway's not free, and it's pretty expensive. Pika Labs is free. It's not going to be free for long. So go make yourself some shit. Go. Get thee to a Pika. Make some shit. Then there's the second category in video is avatar creation. HeyGen and D-ID are the biggies. There's also Synthesia, but that one's kind of faded in my opinion. These 2 are kind of one-upping each other with features right now. DID's got this thing called agents, which you can make a version of yourself that is like a chatbot agent where someone asks you a question and you actually talk to them. But you can't put your own voice in it. But at HeyGen, you can actually put your own voice in it. And this does video translation that's really good. And these guys, it's just, these are both really interesting to play with. And then you've got Visla, which is, it'll make like a stock video, corporate video that's got a narration and a voiceover and background music, and it'll source all the stock video for you. You just give it a goal, and it goes off and builds you this video, and then you can pay for it to remove the watermarks. So there's 5. And I mean, honest to God, every one of these is a whole fucking rabbit hole. Like learning how to get good at prompting Pika Labs, either with images or with text or with videos, is a whole fucking, like, you could spend weeks just on that tool. You could spend weeks just on HeyGen. You could spend weeks just on D-ID. Every one of them. Every one of the tools in this list is a rabbit hole. Everyone. And then there's even people that you should follow. Ethan Mollick is, if you're not following Ethan Mollick, then you're not really paying attention to this AI space. He's a Wharton Business School professor, and he posts, multiple times a week, if not daily, about stuff you should be paying attention to. David Shapiro's single-handedly trying to open source the AGI movement, artificial general intelligence. If you're a geek and you're not following him, you're missing out. And then if you're in business, Paul Raitzer and Rachel Woods, Paul Raitzer from the Marketing AI Institute and Rachel Woods from AI Exchange are worth following. So anyway, this list is, people in here earlier are like, well, how do I get started? You start with ChatGPT. That's why it's at the top. That's why it says it's still the best. And then I basically say, look, for free with ChatGPT, you get custom instructions, a fast model, and you get conversational ChatGPT in the app. And then for $20 a month, I explain, here's all the shit it does. If you haven't played with all of these features of ChatGPT 4, what are you doing? Go down these rabbit holes. Go down these rabbit holes. Understand what it's like to have a ChatGPT that's connected to the internet. Understand what Code Interpreter is. Understand that ChatGPT can see. Here, I'm going to do this right now. I got to go. My voice is fucking shot. I'm still recovering from COVID, people. But look, I'm going to do this for you because I love you. Okay. I'm at ChatGPT, ChatGPT 4. See this little paper clip right here? I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to go search on my hard drive for whiteboard. Which one? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. Okay. Here's a whiteboard. Is this one of my whiteboards? No. Wait. Kyle, show and tell, please. Okay. Wait, hang on. We're going to get back to whiteboards. I have to go to show and tell. Danielle told me there's something cool there. We're going to go. We're going to do it. Cindy Kuhn applied for it. I am officially on your side. Sorry, Kyle. See, this is what happens. This is what happens. You reluctantly let in the wrong kind of animal into your zoo, and it just it And see, this is, I made a little slip up. I said one night that Joker and I were going to bed together, and now I can't unlive this, and Joker's life has been ruined. It just, this is what happens. See? You see? Do you see? All right. Anyway, back to this thing. Okay. I found a whiteboard on the internet. I just went to like Google or Bing or one of those, and I said, whiteboard, and I found some images, and I found this image. I put it there, and watch what I'm going to do. What is this? Question mark. So you know how for a lot of 2023 people are like, you should be a prompt engineer. Prompt engineering is what it's about. What was my prompt here? What is this? This is not prompt engineering. ChatGPT can see. It says, this image you've uploaded appears to be a photo of a whiteboard with handwritten notes and drawings. It seems to be planning or brainstorming session for a user interface specifically for an ordering system at an airport. There are notes about the main steps in the user's journey, including choosing a language, selecting menu items, ordering, paying, checking the status of orders. There are also sections on discussing user types, such as business and family users. Use cases like takeout and 1 hour time limit and potential features such as flight status alerts, terminal, right? It understands what this is. So I'm going to say, that sounds really interesting. I'd like to explore how we might market an app like this period, why don't we start with a name? Give me 20 possible names and taglines for this app. Again, that's not prompt engineering. That's like what you would say to someone if you were if you walked into a room and there were 3 people in there and there was this shit on the whiteboard. You'd walk in and you go, "What is this?" And they'd tell you, "Well, this is what this is." And then you go, "Oh, that's kind of interesting. Well, if we were going to market this, what might be some names for this?" And you'd start a brainstorming session, and you might come up with things like Skybite, Taste the Clouds, Order Up High, or Jet Feast, or Arrow Eats, or Terminal Taste. That's horrible. Fly Foodie, Runway Relish. No, these are all horrible. Let's see. Flight Fare. These are all horrible. Can we lean in more to the fact that it's going to be fast and convenient? So you can just give it feedback. "Hey, marketing team, your ideas are dumb. Could you give me less dumb ones?" You don't have to be mean to your marketing team like I was, like I am here. But Quick Cart, Speed Serve, Rapid Repast. Repast? What are we, in the 1870s? Come on, people. Flash Feast, Sonic Snack, Turbo Taste, Express Eats, Dash Dine, Zip Bite, Instaguest, Go Grub, Flight Fuel. Okay, Flight Fuel's it. Beautiful. Perfect. I love Flight Fuel, period. Let's go with that. Now, could you create for me an image of what an ad in the airport might look like that includes a screenshot of the app and incorporates the name and the tagline in the poster? What's that? Creating image? Yes. So now, this is one of the most powerful parts of having DALL-E 3 image generation inside ChatGPT is that you can create images in the context of a conversation. Look at that. So wait, what was it called? What was our thing called? Wait, what did I say? Flight Fuel. Fuel up fast. What was Flight Fuel's? Fuel up fast. Satisfy your hunger at hyperspeed. So look, here's a screen. Here's our airport image with our screenshot of our app that was just a whiteboard sketch moments ago. That's what it might look like. And then I can give that feedback. I can say, "Oh, that's too futuristic," or "That's perfect," or whatever. Now I'm going to say, "Great. Now give me 2 possible interface designs for the ordering page." And it should just fire up that terminal taste. Yeah, I know. Listen, not all of them are good, but are you starting to grok what happens when you start to understand what each of the different modes of ChatGPT can do? And now you realize they all work together. So look, now we've got there's an interface, right? Now, is that a perfect interface? I don't know. Here are 2 possible. Let's see. Give me one that's got a dark background and focuses more on the speed element of the features. And we're gonna take this one step farther because I'm not done yet. I told you, if you pay your $20 a month and you're not actively exploring the depth of what is in ChatGPT right now, you're doing yourself a disservice. Have you used GitHub Co-Pilot? I haven't, but because I'm not an engineer. But the engineers that I know that are using GitHub Co-Pilot are talking about anywhere between 30 and 60% productivity increases. All right, so this focuses more on like the speed, right? You know, and it's a darker interface. Okay, great. So now I'm going to say, great, this is perfect. Now I'd like you to recommend a front-end technology and a back-end technology, and then write the sample code for the front end and the back end of this app. And it's probably going to tell me, yeah, that's complicated, and you know, you really can't do it. I can do a little bit here. Front-end technology, React Native. Back-end, Node.js with Express.js. Database, MongoDB. Front-end, sample, React Native code. So we went from, here's a whiteboard sketch or series of sketches with some notes, to naming this application, to visualizing what that ad might look like in an airport, to exploring some interface ideas, to building the code. Without trying, without really even paying attention to what it's doing. Imagine if you understood these capabilities and actually tried, actually took some time to solve a specific problem. You start to get where we're headed, because right now, these tools are janky pieces of shit that don't really work, but they work remarkably well, right? It's just that right now, we as humans have to be in the loop in all of these stages, because the tools right now aren't capable of analyzing their own work. So you can do things like tell it to analyze its own work and it'll help you make it better. But we're moving to a place where when we get autonomous agent behavior, which means I can just give it a goal. Hey, here's a whiteboard. Take the ideas on this whiteboard and tell me do everything I need to do to turn this into a business. And it will start to spin up its own agents that start to do all these activities that I just showed you. There'll be a marketing agent that will then spin up a bunch of marketing workers for it. So it'll create its own little CMO, and it'll create a bunch of workers that'll go do all the little piece parts of the marketing of this. Here's the marketing strategy. Here's the marketing plan. Here's the social media strategy. Here's the social media content. Here's the, and all these agents are going to talk to one another. And then it's going to create a UX committee and team, a project management team, an engineering team, a front-end development team, a QA team, a business plan, a whole CFO and financial services team, and it's going to go off and do it. And like an hour later, you'll get a ping. Your company's been started. Would you like us to submit the app to the App Store now? It's been tested. Click here to test it in test flight. It's working, by the way, because we had a whole QA team test it. Would you like to launch this business?
You can make money with ChatGPT.
That's why you dick around with this stuff. Because when these tools evolve in the way that I just talked about, you're going to know exactly why it's a big deal that Sam Altman just got up on stage and said, ChatGPT now has autonomous agents in it. Go play. You'll know what to do with them. Can we request ChatGPT to run this code and show the demo? Not right now, but you can take this code and throw it into Replit or throw it into your development tools. But you can absolutely take this code and go run it. It's just right now it doesn't have the tools internally. If you're using Code Interpreter, it writes and executes Python code within the container in Code Interpreter. So it sort of does a mini version of that right now. But if you're doing things like React Native, then you're going to have to go use your other development tools. But you can absolutely go, and you can have ChatGPT say, hey, if I wanted to run this code, where would I run it? And it will tell you. You go get this. Well, I'm on a Mac, and I don't want to run anything on the command line. Oh, okay, then go use this tool. Download this, do this, install this. Make sure you have this library installed, and then you can run it in your browser window. Yes, you can do all that. Out of bounds as far as terms of service. Try telling it repeatedly, wonder why. Anyway, all right, listen, I gotta go, people. What are you doing to me? I'm a little gassy. Happy New Year 2024. I think this one was from Ted. Ted did this one. That's a pretty good one. All right. I just got in. What this code do? So what that was, Hope, was I started with a whiteboard a whiteboard photograph that I downloaded off the internet. I uploaded it to ChatGPT and said, "What is this?" It read the whiteboard, knew what it was, and then we developed a name for the app, a marketing visualization of what a poster in the airport would look like, an interface, and the code, front end, back end, and database for the app, all just based on the picture. Kyle, go to bed. I know. Oh, man. You can also tell it to rewrite it in Flask and run it. There you go. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, no, it was absolutely crazy. All right. So do me a favor. Go there, thesalon.ai. Check out the stuff we did with the GPT for Good project this past weekend. Go look at the 150 GPTs that this community made in 24 hours. The first link there is that directory. And then the fourth link is the AI Salon. Go check that out. All right. I'm out of here, people. It's late. It's tired. It's Wednesday. Peace out. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for the contributions that you make. Please follow me on this channel. Join the salon. It's free. If you want to buy, in one of the corners is a video series that can support the channel. Anything you can do to support the channel is cool. But if not, the biggest support for this channel is keep showing up here. Show up here. Show up, show up, show up, show up, show up. Why would we come back here? You're kind of a dum-dum. What are your qualifications? Just keep showing up. And get curious about this stuff, because it's not coming. AI is not coming. It's here. It's here. And this community and ones like it are going to, in the next 18 months, if you just stay connected to this community, remarkable things are going to happen for all of us. Watch. Watch. All right? Peace, everybody. To the mods, thank you so much. You did a great job tonight, because I know I was kind of ranting and rambling, but I was able to see like all of the relevant stuff that I could tell. So thank you for the work you do. Thanks for my subscribers. Thank you for the irregulars. Thank you for everyone sharing crazy ass raccoon images, supporting Cindy Coon against my best wishes. It's crazy to me, but whatever. Fine on you. The raccoons are cute. I'll give you that. All right, just me in the trees. Thanks for hanging out, digital gods, Lord Digital Gods. Techie Becky, good to see you. Sorry about your husband and thinking that you're spending too much time here, but you just got to tell him, man. It's for an important cause. Sam Korn, good to see you. Dragonfly Alchemy, Corey Sandler Pottery, JRC. Wow, got a lot of the classics in here. Amelio'S wife was on time tonight. Shu, good to see you. Cindy Coon. Lovely seeing you as always. Joker, Apple user, a human being. Man, got a pile of people. Clint Copperhood, Header, of course. Forever Hooked. Dag. Rudy. Thank you, sir, from South Africa. Our biggest South African fan. In the house tonight. Robert Rossi, in the house tonight. Wow, that's a big crowd. Big crowd. Really cool. Yeah, we were up to 200 people there for a while. Amazing. There's 160 right now. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Be here or be not here. Those are your two options. Peace.